In a tale of resilience and reclamation, the story unfolds with Madison, her dark hair cascading forward as she speaks, rediscovering old dance recital videos. "I used to adore performing," she muses, "but then the medications left me too dizzy to dance." Emma's reply arrives with startling clarity: "He stole our colors, turned us gray so we wouldn't stand out." The session continues, a delicate interplay of pain and understanding among these young survivors. Rachel observes as Emma gradually emerges not just as a participant but as a gentle leader. Her own journey of healing becomes a beacon of strength for others. When Emma shares excerpts from her one secret journal, several girls nod in recognition, some revealing their own hidden chronicles of those shadowed years. Through an observation window, Victoria watches, tears silently tracing paths down her face. Other parents stand beside her, bound together by shared guilt and newfound determination, forging alliances of support and advocacy. As the group disperses after the session, promising to return the following week, Emma lingers behind. With measured steps, she approaches Rachel's desk, pulling out her latest journal, no longer a secret ledger of fog and fear, but a testament to awakening. "I wrote something," Emma says softly, "for the other girls and for myself." She opens to a carefully penned page. It is a poem about finding their voices again. As Rachel reads, she recognizes within its simple lines the profound journey from silence to speech, from isolation to community. The final stanza speaks of birds learning to sing anew, their individual melodies merging to shatter the spell of silence. That evening, as they leave the hospital, snow blankets the ground, erasing the day's footprints with fresh possibility. Emma walks beside her mother, their steps naturally synchronizing. She is no longer adrift in her days but strides firmly on solid ground, each step deliberate, each word reclaiming her true self. Rachel watches them depart, aware that tomorrow will bring new challenges, memories to process, emotions to navigate. Yet today affirms that healing, like voices, grows stronger when shared. The silence that shielded their abuser transforms, word by word, into a chorus of recovery. Against the austere backdrop of the Suffolk County Courthouse under a January sky, Victoria Harrison ascends the steps, Emma close by her side. Dr. Rachel Morgan follows, clutching her testimony notes in a leather portfolio. After 2 months of preliminary hearings, the criminal trial of Dr. Thomas Harrison is set to begin. Inside, the prosecution has meticulously arranged their evidence: medical records, prescription histories, expert testimonies documenting a decade-long pattern of medical abuse. District Attorney Sarah Collins has built an unprecedented case, combining charges of medical malpractice with child endangerment and institutional abuse of power. Thomas Harrison sits at the defense table, his formerly commanding presence diminished by prison-issued attire. His eyes follow Emma as she takes her seat in the front row, but she deliberately turns away, focusing instead on her newest journal filled with clear, steady writing. The proceedings commence with opening statements. D.A. Collins addresses the jury with precise eloquence. "This case will demonstrate how Dr. Harrison systematically abused his position of trust, using medical knowledge not to heal but to control vulnerable young patients, beginning with his own daughter." The defense attempts to justify Harrison's actions medically, but their arguments crumble under the weight of evidence. Expert witnesses from leading institutions testify about inappropriate prescription patterns and the lack of documented clinical necessity. On the third day, when Emma takes the stand, the courtroom falls silent. Gone is the ethereal, drugged child from 4 months ago. In her place sits a composed young woman, her voice clear as she recounts years of chemical captivity. "I remember the first time I noticed the changes," Emma testifies, her hands steady in her lap. "I was 10 and had won an art competition at school. Dad said I was becoming too aggressive, too focused on standing out. The new medication started after that." Victoria grips Rachel's hand as Emma continues, describing how the medication increased, justified by her father as necessary protection. The jury listens intently as she reads excerpts from her secret journal, a written testament of her conscious mind fighting through pharmaceutical haze. During cross-examination, the defense attorney suggests Emma's memories are unreliable, tainted by withdrawal and therapy. Emma's response is unwavering: "The medications didn't protect me from danger, they were the danger. They stole my voice, my art, my ability to feel deeply, but they couldn't take away my awareness of what was happening to me." Throughout the week, other victims testify, their stories forming a damning pattern of systematic abuse. Parents recount misplaced trust, watching their daughters fade into shadows of themselves. Medical experts explain how Harrison exploited his reputation to avoid scrutiny, silencing questions about his methods. The prosecution's final witness is Dr. Rachel Morgan, who presents her clinical observations and documentation exposing Harrison's actions. "In my professional assessment," she testifies, "Dr. Harrison's treatment protocols were designed not to address legitimate medical concerns but to chemically suppress natural adolescent development he viewed as threatening." Thomas Harrison declines to testify in his own defense. He sits impassively as the jury delivers their verdict after just 6 hours of deliberation: guilty on all counts. The judge's sentence is severe: 25 years in prison, permanent revocation of his medical license, and substantial financial restitution to his victims. As the courthouse empties, Emma stands in the January sunlight, breathing deeply. Victoria wraps an arm around her daughter's shoulders, and this time, Emma leans into the embrace. Rachel watches them descend the courthouse steps together, noting how Emma's steps are sure and purposeful. "It's really over," Emma says quietly, looking back at the courthouse. "He can't hurt anyone else now." Victoria kisses her daughter's forehead. "No, he can't," she replies, her voice firm with resolve. "Explain."